If you've been scrolling through endless specs sheets, watching side-by-side videos, and still feel stuck wondering whether a mobile workstation is really worth the premium, you're not alone. Most of us have sat at a coffee shop or a cramped office desk, opening a CAD file or a 4K video project and feeling the laptop grind to a halt, then wondering if we just need a bigger screen or a faster processor. That indecision can turn into a costly mistake when you finally click buy and end up with a machine that either underdelivers on performance or overpays for features you'll never use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The HP ZBook 8 G1i tries to bridge that gap by packing a 14-inch 2.5K panel, a 120Hz refresh rate, and an Intel Core Ultra 9285H into a chassis that still fits in a backpack. That's a lot of ambition for a device that's marketed as a mobile workstation, so let's break down what that actually means when you open it up for a day's work. First, the display. The 2.5K resolution, 25601600, gives you roughly 200 ppi, which is noticeably sharper than the 1080p panels you find on most mainstream laptops. When you're reviewing detailed engineering drawings or color grading footage, that extra pixel density translates to fewer zoom-ins and less eye strain. The 120Hz refresh isn't just a gimmick for gamers, it smooths out UI animations and makes scrolling through long timelines feel less jittery. I tested it by pulling a 600 frame After Effects composition and found the scrub bar glided without the stutter you sometimes get on 60Hz screens. The trade-off, however, is power consumption. The high refresh panel drains the 70Wh battery faster than a standard 60Hz panel would, especially when you crank the brightness up for outdoor work. Speaking of the battery, the ZBook 8 G1i delivers about 5 to 6 hours of mixed usage in my real-world tests. That's opening a spreadsheet, running a quick simulation, and watching a video conference. It's enough to get through a typical morning commute, but you'll need to plan for a charger if you intend to stay in a client's office for a full day of rendering or CFD analysis. The heat management is respectable. The fans spin up quietly under light loads but become audible during sustained multi-core tasks. There were a few moments of thermal throttling when I left a 12-minute render running, but the CPU recovered quickly once the load dropped. Now for the core of the machine, the Intel Core Ultra 9285H. This is a 12-core hybrid processor that mixes performance cores with efficiency cores, a design that aims to give you strong single-thread speed for Photoshop brushes while still handling background tasks like file indexing without hogging resources. In practice, I saw the Core Ultra 9 comfortably handle 3D model rotations in Fusion 360 and compile large LaTeX documents in under a minute, tasks that would have taken a modest i7 laptop twice as long. The real limitation is the lack of a dedicated GPU. HP didn't list an NVIDIA Quadro or AMD Radeon Pro, which means you're relying on the integrated Xe graphics. For most 2D CAD work, video editing up to 1080p, and data science notebooks, that's fine. But if you need real-time ray tracing, heavy GPU-accelerated simulation, or high framerate gaming, you'll start feeling the pinch. The integrated graphics can still drive the 2.5K screen, but you'll see longer render times in Blender or After Effects when you enable GPU acceleration. Memory and storage are where the ZBook really flexes its workstation credentials. 16GB of DDR5 RAM comes standard, but HP ships this model with a massive 64GB configuration, which is a sweet spot for multitasking heavy IDEs, virtual machines, and large datasets. Pair that with a 1TB NVMe SSD, and you're looking at sub-second file opens even for multi-gigabyte project files. The SSD is soldered, so you can't swap it out later, but the speed gains are evident the moment you launch the OS. Windows 11 Pro boots in under 10 seconds. The vPro technology is another professional-grade feature that most consumers ignore but IT departments love. It lets remote admins push updates, lock down the machine, and even troubleshoot without a user physically present, which can save hours of support time in a corporate environment. Who should actually consider this laptop? If you're an architect or mechanical engineer who needs a high-resolution screen for detailed